Today I want to talk to you about mistakes people make when they're looking for assisted living and 3 tips how to avoid them. The first thing people typically make the mistake in is they put too much credibility in the internet reviews. People will go on Google, search for assisted living and go, wow, that community's got a 4.3 rating. That's awesome. And they don't fully understand that maybe 30, 60, 90 days prior to that, that same community had a 3.4 rating. It's easy to increase your rating by getting residents and families within the community to put a lot of good comments there. And the other flip side is true too. There's communities that have not as great of a rating, and it's because some people don't like them. It's disgruntled caregivers. It's somebody else that used to be an employee that's no longer there, and so they go and they put a negative review. So don't put a whole lot of credibility into internet reviews. The second area I see people make a mistake in is they try to get the community or care home be in close proximity to their own home. And I get this. It's a convenience factor. You're going after work to see your loved one on the weekends. You want them right down the street. You don't want them 15 stoplights down the road. You don't want them 10 miles down the road where it takes an extra 30 to 60 minutes of your time to get there. However, do not allow the convenience factor to be the biggest area of concern. Allow your loved one to be the biggest area of concern. Going the extra mile may reward your loved one to be in a better place. The third area I see people make a mistake in is they give up before they actually get started. It's like going to the dealership and looking at a car and you go, my gosh, man, it's like this, it's too much. I can't afford that. But this is different altogether, right? We're talking about your loved one, maybe your mom or your dad. And so you need as a family to be resourceful because you know, good as I do, if there is something in your life that you need, man, you're going to strategize. You're going to lose sleep over at night to figure this out. The same with assisted living. I mean, it could be veterans benefits, assisted living waiver, could be whatever that's out there, discounts from communities, talking to someone like me or others, and we can help you out and find resources that get your loved one into a community. But don't give up. Be resilient. Stay true to your mission to get your loved one to where they need to be. Now that we've looked at the mistakes that people make, let's look at some solutions. Let me give you 3 tips. Number 1, what you want to do is not put any credence into the internet reviews. Don't put any thought into the internet reviews. I cannot say that more clearly. Look at the state reviews. Look at someone that actually comes in and does an inspection. Look at people like me that tour these homes all the time. Get with people that know your community, know your market, not just somebody who says, yeah, I mean, my grandma used to live there 10 years ago. Things change, I'm telling you, especially with big communities, facilities, they're very cyclical. They're up one minute, down the next. Care homes tend to be leveled out. They're either really good because they got a good administrator or they're not so good because the administrator is working on their gifts. However, do not give in to the internet reviews. Look at state reviews and look at some people like myself that are in the business, that know the market, that tour these homes, that can give you a real life, up-to-date report. Second tip I can give you is do not allow the convenience factor to be the decision maker in the process, but rather allow care and cost. That is what's most important because this is all about your loved one, right? It's not about you saving time and not catching stoplights and driving there quickly, but it's about your loved one getting the care that they need and for a reasonable cost too, something you can afford as a family. Or let's say you are qualifying for the assisted living waiver. You need to go to a community that is set up to receive that benefit because not all communities can do that. So there's a lot of different things that you need to factor in. You can reach out to someone like me and I can help you out, or others that are gifted and knowledgeable about this market, but convenience should be set aside. Care should be paramount, knowing that your loved one needs to be cared for utmost. I mean, you want somebody that can take care of your loved one like you would, not just somebody that's going to watch and babysit your loved one, or if they fall down, they're going to pick them up, but somebody's going to genuinely care for them. They express empathy. They genuinely love your dad or your mom. And so that comes into play. And then also cost. And then so the amount of time and money you're saving because you're just down the street from them. Well, I mean, think about maybe the money you can save if you're 5 miles away. And I see this quite a bit, that people will kind of stretch the geography, stretch the area in which they're willing to go. And if they just go an extra 10, 15 minutes, they can get better care for the loved one and savings. The third tip I can give you in the area of just don't give up is You've got to do your due diligence. You've got to see that your loved one is at stake here. You want your loved one to go somewhere that they're just not taken care of. Like they got nice clean sheets and great food, but you want people that express empathy and genuinely love your mom or your dad. You want to be able to have them in that kind of place. So you've got to start by being strong and not giving up early on. I see too many people giving up early on in the process because of the sticker price, because it's too expensive, or just because it's too much of a bother, or maybe it's a distant relative. I've seen people just throw up their hands and go, you know what, it doesn't concern me. I got a life to live. Do not do that. Do your due diligence and make sure your loved one is well taken care of. You can do this, and if you can't do it on your own, reach out to someone like me. Contact me on this. You see my phone number on the screen. I would love to help you out in any way that I can, but you can do this. Stay strong.